everyone, Sam here and welcome to my video. This is my Flux Up. This is where I take a copy of 2000 AD, have a look at it, tell you what I think. Basically, I'm a fox, 2000 AD is a chicken. I'm going to rip it apart and dig out all the morsels, all the little tasty bits, eat them down and make sure that you see everything. Because I've spread it all over the internet or the garden or whatever. Anyway, I've been away for a few weeks. That's because I've been having subscriber issues. Again, I never got PROG 2267. It just didn't turn up. I got 2268, 2269, but 2267 didn't arrive. I emailed the people at the 2000 AD subscription place and they sorted it out. So that means I now have 3 copies of 2000 AD. I'm 3 weeks behind. So I've got 2267. So this is the one that was missing. As you can see, it's not in a subscriber bag. That's because they sent it to me in a separate bag. I opened it up. I wanted to make sure I had the right copy. So I've got 2267, I've got 2268 and 2269. Let's do them all in one go. But before we do that, can I just draw your attention to this? I've done a video on the magazine number 441. You'll find this video on my YouTube page. Make sure you have a look at it. And while you're there, subscribe if you haven't. And like everything. Go and look back. I've got tons of good stuff. Anyway, so let's have a look at the cover of 2267 with the old glasses on. Boom. Right. I've had a good look at this before, obviously. It seems very matte. It seems almost like they've used the wrong type of paper. It's really matte. It's not shiny at all. The back page is shiny. The front page is not shiny. And it's Dread looking really, really haggard. He's getting on, isn't he? This is by David Milgate. It needs to be a bit brighter. It's very dark and dingy. Not really what you want for a cover. Yeah. Confess or prepare to be judged. Yeah, anyway. That was 2267. Let's have a look at 2268. Okay, so let's get the old scissors out. La, la, la. One day my yellow scissors will return. Where they are, who knows? I think they're somewhere in my office. Maybe need to tidy up. It's probably just under a comic book somewhere. I've got a load of crap. Right, let's have a look. Let's look at the cover for PROG 2268. And that is, boom. Oh, Proteus Vex. Not my favourite, but that's a pretty effective cover. Look at that, very action-packed. Against all odds, Proteus Vex versus an android army. I like that. That looks really cool. That does look very exciting. And that is Neil Roberts. Yeah, not bad. That's a good cover. I like that. Nice colours. The red of that guy's suit or body, whatever, is pretty striking against the rest of the cover. Pretty good. That's a good one. Right, last one. This is 2269. So one PROG away from 2270, which is a bumper one. It's the 45th anniversary of 2000 AD PROG. So, not the camera there. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to have to use my teeth. That. Oh, that's gross. Oh, I'm going to have to... Oh, okay. Don't bite your magazine. Oh, don't buy your PROG bag. It's not tasty. It's not nutritious. Don't do it. Boom. Ooh. Now that is a pretty impressive cover. Look at that. Full size Dread. Step out of line. Who is that by? That is by Toby Wilsmer. Like it. Dark cover. Dread coming out of the shadows. That's impressive. That's a really good cover. Anyway, so we've got 3 PROGs to get into. Let's not hang around. Let's dive into these PROGs. Okay, so we've got 3 PROGs. 2267, 2268 and 2269. Now, what we have here is a very much a clearing of the boards, ready in preparation for the big new launching PROG of 2270, which is a celebration of 2000 AD's 45th anniversary. These PROGs finish off stories, fill in the gaps with some terror tales, some black and white terror tales, and close down the stories ready for the relaunch. So let's have a look at 2267. Well, we've got The Dead Chief Judges Society by Ken Nyman and Bob Richards. Bob Richards' art is quite simple and straightforward. Colours are muted. It's a good little story, this. It's about this guy who's been arrested by the judges for doing a heist, a bank heist, and he explains that he sees all the dead chief judges. What was there? Judge Silver there, Magruder, there's Cal there, all of the dead chief judges. It's a good little story, good one-off. Everyone thinks he's kooky, but he drops one little bit of knowledge that turns out to be actually true. So maybe he does really see the dead chief judges. Maybe he really is in communing with all these ghosts. We may see him return, we may not. It might be a one-off, but it's a good story. We've got Proteus Vex, part 6. Not interested in this.
We've got the Order. Not interested in this.
We've got Kingmaker Falls the Shadow. Albard is back. Just like Gandalf returned as Gandalf the White when he died as Gandalf the Grey. This is yet another Lord of the Rings riff. We don't know much about why he returns, except that all these ring wraiths are dispatched off extremely quickly and a giant army turns up. But disappointingly, Kingmaker is going to be absent from the next 2 progs until it comes back at prog 2270. That's a shame. Kingmaker is one of my favourite stories in the prog. Saphir, again, absolutely gorgeous art. I am not quite sure what's going on in this story, though. The story is starting to collapse. Note here that we've got colour by Pete Doherty. It's lovely, really, really nice. And Pete Doherty's colours really complement Dave Roach's art. There's some lovely, weird, alien, organic material here. The story-wise, it's starting to fall apart. The bad guy is trying to get the baby, and all sort of manner of madness is happening. Great picture there. And you've got the brimful of thrills on 45. Another year of 2000 AD. Yeah, that was prog 2267. 2268, we've got another one-off story, a one-off Judge Dredd story. Oh, look, book 3 of The Out. Looking forward to that. I mean, Thrills of the Future, I feel that's going to be in the far, far future. We're not going to see that for quite some time. T.G. Editon and Silvina Calafano. And again, this is a great little story. I love the art in this. It's very funky. I think the human faces are very good. The judges look a bit blocky. Great little story about a statistical analysis woman who gets off on weird, ironic deaths. She wants to be one of those deaths. It's a good one-off story. We're definitely not going to see her again. I like one-off stories because they are actually a story as opposed to just a setup for yet another story. We've got The Order.
Again, love the art. Don't care.
Now, Saphir 2 Part 4. You'll note that I drew attention to the colorist last prog. That's because the colorist has changed. It's gone to John Charles. And unfortunately, this strip suffers for it because the colors go a bit muted. And this double page spread here could have been amazing. I mean, the art is great. And also this organic alien material thing. I don't know what that is. It doesn't even say in the story. It's just some weird sort of growth. Art wise, it's gorgeous. Color wise, it just merges into the dull green grey color of the rest of it. Imagine if this had been psychedelic colors, acid pinks, bright reds, sort of purples and yellows, and it would have been amazing. However, it's sort of a dull, dirty green, which unfortunately means that this double page spread is not as good as it could have been. Colour-wise, this could have been stunning, but it is merely just very impressive. I've started to lose track of the story because there doesn't seem to be a straight through. I mean, there's this guy tracking the baby there. Lovely art. Great art. Story's starting to just fall apart now. We've got a Terror Tale, Roots. Now, this is written and drawn by PJ Holden, he of Chipsky fame. And it's a nice little twist. Great art. PJ Holden, always good on the art. Story-wise, it's a bit straightforward. For some reason, this woman has a magic ink. It's not really explained. And it ends with a gruesome death by Rose. As a one-off terror tale, it's not too bad. And then we've got Proteus Vex Part
7. And
another year of 2000 AD there. That was Prog 2268. And last part of this final thriller triple prog goodness. What a great cover that is. You'll notice that I'm not reading out the damage report of these progs. I don't have time for it. If you want the damage report, drop me a message in the comments and I might make a separate video for it. Judge Dredd 5 in the Cubes. Script by Arthur Wyatt and art by Niccolo Adricelli. Oh, some of these names. Oh, my name pronouncing is not the best. Judge Dredd is taking these Jews to give them a taste of what life is like in the cubes. And this ISO cube judge, who's got a moustache, never a good sign. Always a sign of a wrong and a tash. He kidnaps this Juve and decides to put him on a time prison just because he can, because he's a mean bastard. Judge Dredd kicks in. Instead of just arresting this guy, he punches him. And the guy, Albrecht, knocks the panel, which causes this poor Juve to be aged 500 years. I could put a very strong case that Judge Dredd himself is responsible for the death of that Juve. Because if he had just arrested that Albrecht instead of punching him, twice actually, once knocking a tooth out, Judge Dredd is directly responsible for this Juve death. Therefore, if I was an SJS operative, I have a strong case against Dredd as manslaughter of this child. At the very best, negligence, because he could have saved that child, and his actions directly caused him to die. Judge Dredd, murderer. Terror Tales, Foreclosure, John Tomlinson. Why do we keep having John Tomlinson do these Terror Tales? Because there's this woman doing up a house, right, while complaining about an eye operation, and then it turns out that she doesn't pay for the eye operation, and then they come and take it. It's absolute garbage. What's the point of this whole setup about a rat, about this house? It's got absolutely nothing to do with it. It's a separate thing. The art is very cheesecakey. It's just lots of pictures, full straight on pictures of this woman. Nicely drawn, but pointless. And it turns out that this... Oh, it's so frustrating. John Tomlinson, stop writing these terror tales. They're no good. And we've got the last part of Sapphire. Shit's gone mad here. John Charles as the colorist, unfortunately. Some backstory of the villain and backstory of Henri Toulouse-Lautrec. And it turns out that the big villain is... It's everybody's favourite Tory. It's Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's back again. Yes, the villain from the thriller is the overall villain. The Jacob Rees-Mogg ghost is behind it all. The blue baby imprints on Mucha Detective, and everything goes all right. I think that is a reference to a famous painting. I'm not quite sure. Great panel there. And there we go. We end with the Toulouse-Lautrec with his embarrassment hid by a flower, a la Austin Powers.
What's that? Oh, yes. Yeah, man. Good on you, man. Hey, what's going on? Hey, good to see you guys. Ah, yeah. Rabbis, how are you? Nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you. Oh,
I really enjoyed Sapphire. The story went a little bit off the rails near the end, but the art was just amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. Dave Roach is such a brilliant artist. If he was paired with a brilliant writer and a great story, wonderful things. But even with a middling story like this, it's still great stuff. We've got the last part of The Order.
Oh no, not the last part. We've got next prog. Oh, it's continuing. Oh, well, this never ends. And then we've got, oh, Proteus Fix. Is this the last part of Proteus Fix? No, it continues more.
Yet another brimful of thrills on the 45, including information about the amazing 1984 annual. Truly the best annual there ever was. Also the introduction, the first ever Slain. Yes, anyway, that was Prog 2269. Next week, hopefully, we can get some good stuff.